Hi, I'm Anna. I'm currently at the beach with my family for the 4th of July, so the Wi-Fi is not that great, but we are just going to do this right now to the best of our abilities. This is my final presentation on Irish dance. So in the beginning, Irish dance originated in Ireland, as everyone can probably guess from the name. The roots of Irish dancing come from the Celtics and the Druids. The earliest reference to Irish dance goes all the way back to 1413. I thought it was interesting. It was introduced by a combination of caroling and not caroling and singing and dancing, and then it was called caroling. But this just goes to show that Irish dance actually has ties and roots back to European folk dance back in the day. Next came the Irish jig. In 1686, the Irish jig was widely accepted as being originated in Ireland. The publisher of the first jig was John Playford. He was a music publisher and choir master. And then, fun fact that I found super interesting is that Queen Elizabeth I was a huge advocate of the Irish jig. I've come to find out through the class that she was a huge advocate for many popular dances. I just had no idea that the queens were so involved. And so what I found super interesting when looking up Irish dance were the pretty intense rules for competitions. These are just a few that I quoted from an article just to show the intensity. So one of them, I know that y'all can read the slide, but one that I found really interesting was 3.7. The steps should be the same on both the right and left foot. Anything that will not be done on the left foot should not be done on the right foot of the start. I just thought that goes to show how intricate Irish dance can be. I personally have a friend who Irish dances competitively, and when she was telling me how on the ball you have to be when you're competing, I was just honestly really surprised. I had no idea that it was so intense. And so we're gonna watch a competition style Irish dance. And right here. And so you're starting very still and you're waiting. But to be an Irish dancer, you really have to be able to perform just the same as you would on each foot. And I just found that really interesting that your left foot and your right foot can't be doing two separate things. You have to be very in sync on both feet. And what I found is that most rules are very, very strict about your starting place and how you start. And I just thought that was very interesting. So the next slide is that a huge innovator in the Irish dance community is Michael Flatley. At the age of 17, he was the first American to win the All-World Championship in Irish dancing. He is known for his flying arms and his very, very detailed and flamboyant outfits. His style and portrayal of Irish dance is very different from traditional Irish dancing. He's way more expressive, a little bit more fluid, definitely more with the facials, because usually in typical traditional Irish dance, it's one smile the entire time, whereas he was very expressive with the eyes. He is known for his expressive appeal. And then he was featured on the show Riverdance, but he was fired due to creative discourse. I imagine that is probably because he knew what he wanted to perform and knew how he wanted to perform, and it was very different than traditional Irish dance, and I'm guessing that Riverdance had a problem with that. But to combat this hardship, Flatley developed Lord of the Dance, where he then became an Irish dancing legend. And so in this slide I have here, you can see how intricate the detailing in his jacket is, and even the background dancers. It was just very loud. And honestly, to me, what it came off as is he honestly seems to me like he's the Elton John of Irish dancing. But these are how his shows would start off. They had smoke and lights. And see like his leather pants and everybody's pumped. So just very different from the Irish dancing that we're seeing in a typical competition style. But I want to show this one part. So for his shows, even the dancers that weren't himself, they had very intricate outfits. And I just love how they move in that formation. So then I'm going to find a part where he comes out. And then here is his grand entrance. The back of his jacket, you'll see in a second, has an MF for his initials. And as you can see, he's just very, very expressive, very intense. And definitely puts a new perspective and a new take on how Irish dancing is perceived. And so, moving on from there, I just have all my sources at the end. I even linked some of the articles that I just took the photos from that I used in my presentation. I know that this isn't ideal, but thank you for taking the time to watch this.